Welcome to OZ TV. Here we talk about everything that you need to know. We talk about family, we talk about relationships, we talk about children, homes. We talk about virtually everything. So I want you to subscribe, like, comment, click on the notification bell for more videos coming up, and watch out for a new show coming up called Spit It All. Thank you.
Even if it's your sister, even if it's your blood sister, that blood sister will sleep only. If it's just one room you have, even if it's 2 rooms, let that sister sleep with your children in that one or sleep in the parlor.
Who does
that? Will you bring yourself?
Okay, before you conclude in that your judgment, now hold on. Something led me to it.
Okay.
Because we are talking about both ways. Now she's married to a man that must, the kind of man she married to, she said from the one, you must obey what he said.
Okay.
There are people who are Lord themselves. They are Lord of the ring. If you refuse, you will see the other side.
And you find these cases more in broke men. It amazes me. Broke men love to.
You must hear. See,
yes.
When he said
no, it's just yeah.
When
exactly.
Funny enough, this one he has to pay. He has it.
Oh, okay.
This one, funny enough, he has it. And the woman is a complete housewife. She's not working. So, and the man's rules and regulation is, if I say keep this bottle on top of this table, you must not move it even an inch. Or say let me keep it well for you. That way is the way you will keep it. The woman has to virtually take permission for everything.
Yeah.
Before you judge her, she questioned the lady coming into their room because the man presented the lady as my relative, and everybody in the family knows the lady, but never knew that 2 of them were having something to do. So in that scenario, she said she zeroed her mind. So instead of it to cause problem, these are the things women go through to keep their marriage and their.
Why would I
so that
allow
she
my husband bring in another person because we don't have space in the house? You sleep on my matrimonial bed, and I want me to understand
in a house
she is your relative.
In a house we are. Wait,
It doesn't make sense.
Wait, in a house where younger brother is sitting in the 2-bedroom flat with the children plus your house help.
That's the more reason why you don't have to. Wait, hold on.
She should go sleep
hold on.
with the maid-guard or something.
Hold on, sorry. That is the more reason why you don't have to bring her into the house. That is one. Secondly, on what scenarios are you bringing? Or what scene? What are the reasons? Is it that she got stuck? It was late. She can't go home, or she doesn't have it. I don't understand. Is it that she wants to put up
At
the
some
weekends, or
because of the space, baby space in my house. There are visitors in my home, and they're staying in my children's room. The highest what I do is take my kids and take them to my room and leave their room for whoever wants to stay there.
In this case, my question for why I brought up the story, in this case, is she supposed to divorce her husband?
Since when? She was meant to have gone since.
she was not supposed to marry him in the first place.
You just said she's the Lord of the Rings. She doesn't even have a say in that role. So what are you saying?
Going by what the picture you painted now, that he's the Lord, even when you put something this way, and of course he must have been that way, obsessed that way, right from when they were cutting. So why will you go ahead and marry him?
Do you know why some women stay in such
So to me,
homes?
they were divorced
Like
before they got
she
married.
was a housewife. Not even just the money. Sometimes if you ask her how much she has in her account, she'll tell you nothing, maybe even 5,000.
Nothing.
But that's the way the case.
Nothing.
The problem is, where do I start from? What do I fall back on? When I live here, most of them don't even have, they don't have nowhere to go to. That's the fear. Where do I start from? What will people say? That think that should be one of her
Her dreams
reasons.
and visions are dead.
Are dead.
But why would you want to even have a relationship or build a home with someone that will cage you not to talk?
Some men are like that.
Some men are
Not
like
to
that.
do anything.
like that.
And so
What
why-
our
So
why-
where is
of
the love?
old.
Where is the
Some
love?
men
When
are
you
like
don't have any.
No, our mothers of old tolerated what I'm telling you.
Yes.
My mom
And they
did
still,
no.
and some of them still
Not
still-
all.
Tolerating.
Not all. No. If you say our parents of old, there are some good men that they don't lord over their wives, even in the past. Not all men in the past lord over their wives. And not all men in this recent time.
That respect, yeah,
You understand?
respect.
Yeah, they demand the respect. The women kind of respect their husband those days. And their say, they want to always hear what they have to say.
shock
You
you.
understand?
Let me shock
But it's
you.
not all men
I
that
know
lord over their
about
wives.
3-4 of them. I know about 3-4 of them, they are wealthy. Their husband really, they are lords. They are wealthy. Husbands really do not want them to even step out of the gates.
Okay.
I wonder how the couple, since they've been married for like 10 years, when you ask her, she's never done anything. She's never done any transaction. She doesn't have any business idea. She doesn't even have any.
So when they say you ask her, have you been to the movies? I'm not going to see the movies.
She's
Go to
just
the
in that
beach,
world.
Go to the beach, go to the cinema.
And you're shocked. You don't even, this is just near your bus stop here. I've never been there before because of the fear of the Lord of the house. Yes, it happens. But I don't know.
They can't
You
even
normally-
enter the steering to turn the steering.
Normally, if you're in this part of the world, you understand me? If you're married, the way we are being brought up, you understand? Those respect that our parents gave their husband, they have equally imbibed such in us, and we in turn are doing same for our children. You understand me? So I know that in marriage it has to be with it's an understanding. It's a two-way thing. A man and a woman engage in building that home. You understand me? But you know that as the men that are in the African men, they want their wives to be in the house. They want to protect their wife. They want to give everything that she needs. They want to give her everything. She understands. They want to provide for her. She understands. Sometimes they ask you to stay at home, not because they want to cage you, but they don't want you to stress yourself.
Yeah, I understand that.
You understand? So there should be some kind of balance. There should be some kind of an understanding. There's people, we all go to school. Women go to school these days, men go to school. The way I'm seeing it is that we're missing it somewhere. Sometimes the men ask you not to work in a firm or in a company.
Empower yourself somehow.
Yeah, but they wouldn't, there's some men that are ready to give start up a business for you. They don't want you to work for people, but they don't equally want you to be useless to yourself.
No.
There are men like that. But you need to make them understand that you're able to build that money when it's been given to you. Because sometimes women, they don't know how to build money. The only thing they know how to do is to spend. So if a man knows that you don't have the ability to build fund or finance, in my own opinion, I think that is one of the reasons why they don't even bother with that. They'll just say, okay, stay home, take care of the children, and I'll provide. But if you don't know how to talk, to your man, or if you don't have any good relationship with him, or maybe he's not the understanding type, because men are different, some women are equally different. It depends on the kind of relationship you have with, your own person.
Yeah, there's some really
jealousy.
there's some really weird men. They don't know
A
what
man cannot just
person.
stand you talking to his wife. Why? See, I've seen men that you can't raise your hand to wave. Who is that person? Why did you wave? Both of you are in the car. He just wants, he needs your attention just has to be on him. 100. See, don't look anywhere else. There are some men that are like that. They are ready when you're going out to go with escort. Escort will go with you. And the man will be on phone. Where are you people now? What is she doing? Is she inside the salon? What is she doing?
That boils down to trust.
See, there are men that have trust issues.
Yeah. That's trust issues.
There are men that have trust issues. They just believe that when they keep you in the house, they are relaxed. Wherever they are, that you're safe. Yeah. Nothing is happening.
What if she's in the house and then she's doing something with the security man, or doing something with the neighbor? They won't know.
They call it love.
They call it love.
They call it love.
They're trying to be too defensive they're always too defensive of their wife, protective. Don't want someone to, don't want to walk with your wife on the road so that people will not be looking at me, ooh, or the way men take, hey.
So it all boils down to what you can take as a woman. I was in that kind of relationship.
Yes.
To me, that's an abusive relationship. Okay, so did this man a long time ago, we're engaged to be married. And when we go for events, In fact, he was as bad as he would choose my hairstyle. He chooses the kind of clothes he wants. He has a picture of
The way he wants you to
exactly, and if he wants, he buys, he kicks me up in that. And of course, I was having fun. But when it started getting physical, I was looking like, I think this guy is actually going crazy. You know, went for a wedding somewhere out of town. And then the men were staring. I became angry, like it was my fault. I went there peacefully with you. I sat down, and people were staring. Admiring me, and he got upset.
Admiring the dress you got
Do
from
you know he
me.
said to me, and I'm telling you, we'll just go here now. We just go. He said, it looks like you are enjoying what? And then we go back to the hotel room, and this guy just went, what are they even looking at? Why are they staring? Why are they? That's when I started suspecting that guy had a mental, to me that's not a mental problem.
No.
Come on.
He loved it to the fault. He doesn't want to share.
I don't see that as
doesn't want
love.
to share you with anyone.
If I can sense that in a relationship, that means I'll be in bigger trouble when I'm in marriage.
Yes, sure.
Yes.
I know, just like you said, I dare not wave.
Sure.
I dare not wave. Another scenario, we're in the car driving. And then back in the days, I used to do modeling. So I saw a billboard. It was a glow billboard. As I was looking at the other side of the road. Unfortunately for me, there was a BMW, like it's a convertible, driving the other side of the road. But I was looking at the billboard.
Yeah.
And then he turned and saw me looking at the other side of the road.
Thinking that you were looking at
The
the
BMW. Women, you say insatiable. You are inside the Jeep and you are looking into another car. And I'm telling him, I'm explaining to this man. I'm looking at the billboard because just my friend had just shot the billboard recently, and he did not believe me. Yeah, that guy dropped me on the road. So there's some signs you see. Yes, there's some signs you see. I've been dropped on Ted Mainland Bridge before. So there's some signs you see.
Wow.
You don't need about it, no matter how much he's giving you. Yes, I was eating money. I won't lie to you. I was having fun. But you should tell yourself the truth.
And later he will come back to tell you he's sorry.
When that guy is coming to bed, he could kneel from mile 1 to mile 12 just to say he's sorry. To me, I think those guys are crazy. Those particular species.
Okay, before we digress actually from your question, before we go into other family issues, there are women that cannot tolerate their husband having a problem and they standing by the man to solve that particular problem. They just believe for better, and continue being better. They don't believe in the man have a problem, you stand as a woman behind him, help him get through it and all that. These are part of the things that cause divorce.
Do you know that there are some people that, like I have a friend of mine that said that the husband is quite old, and he has some ailment. I think he's taking drugs for some things, and at the end of the day, he affected the
erectile dysfunction.
Yeah, his thing doesn't function normally again. It doesn't erect, So and she's just, I think she's 40. She's just 40, and she's like for over a year, and she's not had sex.
She's hyperactive.
I don't know about that. She just said she has never had sex for like a year and 6 months, and that she's not finding it funny. And the worst part of it is that the husband doesn't even touch her. You understand? One thing is that this thing is not working anymore, so you need to find another way
to doing it.
Oh yes, because now you can't just abandon her. We understand that you are not happy yourself because of the situation, but then we need to work it out somehow.
So sex causes divorce as well?
Sometimes it does.
It does.
Because now she's thinking towards, she said she has discussed it with him that, you know what, since I'm not even, you don't even look at me. You understand? So what are we even doing?
And years are passing and
Do they have kids?
They do have kids.
Okay, so if they have kids, it shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be a problem that much. Why? First of all, the man might not want to remind himself of what he's going through. wanting to touch her will always remind him of who he used to be or how he used to have it. And that can break him down.
Just that.
That can break him down a lot. Yeah, it can break him down.
If there's
Now-
not working, what happens
Now,
to your
so
mouth?
yeah, hold on. Now, that's what I'm saying. Even if you do with the man, you see, when you're doing it with the man, you wish you're doing it with the main piece because you be like, this is what you can offer. You knew you used to offer this. So even doing, touching her may remind him of all that, and he doesn't want to put himself in that situation, in that space. So there are ways you can go about it. You can. She is not in the marriage for sex. She got married to him because she loved him, and they have kids, which is a consequence of the sex.
Please,
Now
can
hold
you
on.
be serious?
Hold on. I'm not realistic. Now hold on. You know why I said so? No wait. You know why I said so? You know why I said so? You said she's 40 already. Alright, she's 40 already. So you've already had the kids that you were having the sex for, right? For him. So why don't you talk to him in getting you sex toys? He can get you sex toys.
What if he's not the kind of person that, yeah? Because
No,
not
no, it's
everyone.
not, because there's no how the man will not touch you. He's not looking at you, he's not touching you, and he wouldn't want you to please yourself. Of course, he's human. He will always
you know,
always
it
agree to
depends
get
on
him
it.
sex
You
toys.
have to be realistic.
Let me tell you, I'm telling you.
Giving you sex toy and the man will be watching you dig it in and dig it out.
He
and
mustn't watch you.
It's
He
still
mustn't watch you. That's what I'm saying. He mustn't watch
the
you.
same.
This same man
way.
goes to work now.
Do you know what I was expecting
He
that
mustn't
you would
watch you.
say?
He mustn't
To an
watch you.
extent, someone that have
He
been
mustn't
with
watch
this
you.
thing for 1 year will come to a point where two of you have discussed it, right? Like you
Mhm,
said, we
mhm.
have discussed it. He will get over that I'm having an issue.
Yes. And what he's thinking about is to please and to make her happy.
How do I make this woman happy?
Happy.
At that point, I was expecting you to say, okay, since she asked you, don't you have mouth? He will find the means to satisfy you.
Exactly.
Mhm.
That sex toy you're talking about, he might even be the one digging it in and out for her.
Yes, that is why.
And in his
So now you get-
moments, and
now
he's
you-
not happy.
That
He's
is
even
how-
happy.
That's
So now you get what I'm
So
saying.
when
That
someone
about-
asks if the woman maybe goes outside to do something, you say, but I've made efforts for you.
Then
You have a
try.
ground.
You
And I
try.
must say, it can't be as boring as just maybe even if he doesn't want the sex toys, no wahala. But there's some ways, like we
The
discussed the
other
last
ways,
time.
yeah.
Paying compliments, smacking her ass when she doesn't expect it, tickling her when she's least even expected it,
Mhm.
peck here, peck there. There are some things that actually do make women. We're not all for sex,
Yeah, sure.
but there are
Not
little,
everybody.
not everybody, but there are little
Affection.
things you should.
That reflects.
It's just instant glow.
I'm telling you. So all those things, it affects women when you just neglect them and act as if they are not there, they're invincible.
We're very understanding that you're not coming up again. You can understand.
If
it,
you
but
hold
try
the
and make
woman's-
up for it.
If you hold the woman's bottom, if you hold the woman's bottom,
That's the word.
it will look as if you're holding her with juju, but it's just that you know what to do at the right time. And the moment you do it, come on, you sweep her up, and you'll be wondering. Everybody will be saying, how come two of them live so peacefully? Don't they quarrel?
Mm-hmm.
You quarrel, but you know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And most cases, in this part of the world, sometimes when some young people want to get married, they do these findings, background findings.
Health.
Not health,
Okay.
family background
Okay, family
findings.
background.
Yeah. So sometimes they tend to find out where you're from, who's your father, who's your mother, what are the background things that happen in your family, and maybe sometimes they find that maybe this particular person is from a divorced home. You understand? So, some people tend to see it as a bad sign, or they write off that person completely just because she was from she comes from a broken home. You understand? Not trying to get to know that person.
Not all.
It's not. Do you think that that's children from a divorced home tend to get divorced? Do you think all the people that are not from divorced home are the people that are holding on in their marriage, or the people that are from the divorced home are the ones getting divorced now?
Funny enough, there are people that nobody in their family has ever divorced, but one person. It affected just one person, a particular issue, because of wrong decision you made, maybe in getting married to the wrong
Person.
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden, it sparks.